Hey, shalom, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of My Take with Rosh Ya'acob. I am Rosh Ya'acob ben Abraham, Rabbi of Gethsemane Spiritual Temple Congregation. And on this show, we deal with different situations that's going on in the world. We look at stuff from a Torah perspective. And we look at stuff from a Torah perspective and give you a good outlook on how things are based off of the words of the sages in the Torah. Happy to say tonight that we got a new sponsor as well. So we still got Brother Alex from the Art of Clothing. Still got the garments on. You can't really see it right now. Got the bright shirt on, the Art of Clothing. You know what I mean? Representing. And also got another sponsor, which is Simply Gorgeous Glow. And Sister Linda has this great beard. Oh man, I'm trying to think of what it's called right now. It's like a pomade for your beard, and it helps keep your beard nice and neat. So if y'all notice my beard looking more neater than usual, that's because I am using her products. And both of these guys are supporting the broadcast, trying to make sure we get Torah knowledge out there to each and every one of you. So please, please, please support. I have both of their information in the link under merch in the description. I got the links to their online stores and web pages, IGs, Facebook, all the information for the Art of Clothing and Simply Gorgeous Glow is right down there in the description. So right now, I'm going to let us hear from our sponsor, the Art of Clothing.
Black news anchor, okay? She gets an email from a medical doctor who says that she looks like a whore He provided all of his information and says he's proud of his statement. We're gonna make sure you know exactly who he is. Local Michigan anchor Whitney Burney. Let's put up her picture. Put up a picture of Whitney, okay? She's a local news anchor out of Michigan. She's making the news herself after a doctor emailed her a note telling her she looked like a whore. In a weird turn, he also included his name, address, and phone number in that email, okay? Now, Whitney posted this on Twitter, and I will read it. Here it is. The kinds of emails you get when you work in news. He even had the nerve to leave his cell phone, address, and occupation in the email signature and said, if I'm the wrong person, please forward this message. Huh? Laughing my A off. Here's how I looked on the desk today. Once again, her picture, okay? Beautiful woman, looks great, remarkable, right? Not according to this doctor, okay? So Jim Gilbert, Dr. Gilbert is his name. Let's put up the email. His email says, and I quote, if you are the anchor right now on Wood TV 8, this is for you. If not, and I can't tell for sure, please disregard and forward to whomever is the anchor. Your makeup makes you look like a whore. Do yourself a favor and clean it up. James D. Gilbert, MD. Now, they were courteous enough to black out his cell number and his office number and office address.
But guess what? Dr. Richie not. Oh my goodness. Dr. Richie like, don't worry, y'all want to blot it out. I'm not going to blot it out. I got you. I got you. All right. Yeah, so what we see happening right here, I just realized my mic was off a minute ago. I'm sitting there talking. This mic is really upset me. But I'm going to bypass that because we got a lot to deal with tonight, and I don't want to get caught up worrying about a microphone. All right, but anyway, Dr. Richie is dealing with a subject here where the news anchor is seemingly getting harassed or bullied by this doctor. And it was kind of crazy. And I was just like, this is crazy. So I felt like this was something interesting that we should look at. All right, so I'm gonna let him finish up what he's gonna say.
According to Raw Story, Whitney of Wood TV, a Grand Rapids NBC affiliate, posted the strange note she got from a physician telling her that her makeup made her look like a whore. Wood TV has several black female anchors, so it appears that the doctor could not tell the difference between them. What many found the most shocking, however, is that the man felt comfortable enough to include all of his personal information. Well, doc, since you decided to sign, seal, and deliver this, I make dreams come true and indisputable. Let's make sure everybody knows how confident you are about the statement you made against this anchor. Who are you? There he is. Orthopedic surgeon, James D. Gilbert, works for Kalamazoo Orthopedic Clinic. Board certified by the American Board of Orthopedic Surgery. Previously served as the assistant clinical professor, Department of Surgery at Michigan State University College of Human Medicine. He is a fellow of the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons and a diplomat of the American Board of Orthopedic Surgery. Yeah. Obviously, his Google profile has gone down significantly since he decided to sign, seal, and deliver this to the local anchor. Here's the reality. Here's the reality. I want you to think about the level of privilege it takes for a person to email something like this and be in a professional capacity. Emails are not private.
That was crazy.
When you send that email out, it is what it is. That person can share that email with whoever they choose to. She decided to share this email. There was another story. I want you to look it up when you get a moment. CBS 46 News in Atlanta. Sharon Reed was the anchor. They had a segment that allowed the community or the viewers to interact with the anchor. Well, during this segment, a particular segment, one of the viewers decided to call the anchor during that segment the N-word.
Wow.
While the producers tried to hide it in real time, that anchor, Sharon Reed, a black woman, said stop.
And it's crazy because it's like, it's saying like, and a lot of people don't want to do it. They say like is targets on the sisters. Like, yeah, we can just get the sisters. Let's talk about the sisters. Let's say something crazy about the sisters. Hey, the sisters. And that's what we see happening in this situation right here that he's speaking on. Because it's just like, what's happening right now? Now, that was one situation where the guys told him that she looked like a whore. In this situation, the guy gonna call this other black woman anchor the N-word. And the news company tried to bypass it like it didn't happen. But she gonna make them play what he said.
Bring it here. Put that comment on screen. And you could tell they didn't want to. Producers had a pause. She said, put it on the screen. And she called that person out in real time. All right. Ms. Dahl, what are your thoughts here?
You know, women in the spotlight, they get it so much more than men because, especially women of color are overly sexualized and we talked about children being vulnerable. Women are another vulnerable population.
Yes.
Men often feel like they can do whatever they want to women, in part because the Violence Against Women's Act is just, has not been able to get repassed. This is a problem. Rapes really don't have very big consequences in our country. We accept the unacceptable when it comes to treatment of women. And good for both of those women that you mentioned for putting it out there. If you're gonna treat me this way, you should have the consequence to it. And
exactly.
It's astounding that he was so willing to send that email. But I bet you anything, the women in his office probably have been sexually harassed by him. So, let's get this out there and allow the other women in his life to maybe be able to speak up.
All right.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So I got the clip. And if you want to check out more of Dr. Richie, he does a lot of things like this. So I got his stuff in the description, but we're going to go on now to stuff that's geared towards what you all came to see. What you all came to see is something that surprised me. This is the first thing I thought of when I was thinking about the breaking news, but then his next things are what surprised me. And I was like, wait a minute, this is crazy. So this is the next breaking news that surprised me. So we're going to see President Trump is going to have Black History at the White House. Now, if y'all seen my show a while back, and let me remind y'all, well, I'll remind y'all of that show later once we get to it. But I'm going to show y'all my show a while back. We was discussing whether or not President Trump was getting rid of Black History Month, right? We was like, well, is he getting rid of Black History Month? What's happening with Black History Month, right? You try to figure out what's happening with Black History Month. Is he getting rid of it? And everybody kept hooking DEI up with Black history and DEI. And we went through the whole DEI thing and seen that DEI is not what we thought DEI was. A lot of times, as I said before, they use different things for us to push stuff, and we get caught up with it with our emotions and take it to heart that it's talking about us, but it's other people that benefit from it. It's just what happens. And then if you try to say something, it's like, oh, well, no, this, that, and the other. So this, and I might have a video, I'll probably put it in a link for y'all to check it out, or put it at the end of the video for you to go to so you can see the video I did about DEI and Black history. But this kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, wait a minute. I thought he said Trump was getting rid of Black history. So then when it said celebrate Black history at the White House, I was like, wait a minute. So I want us to go through this together.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, and with the President is world champion golfer, Mr. Tiger Woods.
Now, we're going to see as we get through this, we're going to look at all these other videos and stuff that's talking about people who's going to be upset. Because everyone said he's done. Black History Month is done. DEI, he getting rid of DEI. And I kept arguing, Black history was before this term DEI ever came about. So how are we going to connect Black History Month with DEI? But everybody, no, you don't understand. It's DEI, it's DEI. So when I say this, I was like, okay. Yes, it goes to yes, yes. Watch this, sis. Watch this, you're going to trip. Trump celebrates Black History Month. And then watch this. I want to see if y'all reaction is going to be the same. I'm going to show you other people's reaction for this, but I'm going to see if y'all reaction is the same when y'all see this.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wow.
Now, what you can't see that we're going to see once we get into the rest of the show, once we come out of the breaking news segment and get into the rest of the show, you're going to see people, those people that's yelling for and say, we love you, yeah, yeah, woo. Those are Black people. So you got a room full of Black people at the White House with Tiger Woods holding a Black History Month event, showing that he's not getting rid of Black History Month. He's just going to look at it a little different, or we're going to see if it is looking at it a little different than what how the Democrats viewed it, which is basically what he's going to be saying. So we're going to see how that goes.
This is some crowd. How are you? Thank you. Leo. This is some crowd. These are the best people, Tiger. And we have Adam Scott here also, winner of the Masters, one of the greatest golfers in the world. I've always tried to swing just like Adam. It never worked out that way. And Tiger, we know, and I just want to...
I don't know. Do it look like Tiger is feel uncomfortable up there? Is this a question? Tiger look a little uncomfortable up there. And we want to see why once other people start giving their take on Tiger Woods being there and what's happening. But Tiger looks a little uncomfortable. What y'all think? Y'all think he look like he looks a little nervous to me, but we're gonna see.
I want to thank Adam and Tiger and the Commissioner of Golf is Jay. Thank you very much for being here. Jay Monahan, head of the PGA, and we had some interesting discussions. But let me ask you, is there anybody like our Tiger? How are you? He's the great. Would you want to just say a couple of words, Tiger? He doesn't. He's much more comfortable. Tiger.
Again, for those of y'all that don't know, yeah, some white people back there yelling too, but those are black people. The White House is filled up with black people at this moment during this event. Just want y'all to keep that in mind as y'all hear all the stuff that's going on.
Hey, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here with you, Mr. President, and to be honored here with all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love you too.
Go right over here. Thanks, Tiger. And I want to thank all of you very much for being here. Welcome to the White House, and we proudly celebrate Black History Month. How are you?
Yes, so you hear him? They are celebrating Black History Month. Now, the thing that questions me with this is, he already in office. This is last term. Why do this? This is one of the things that, even though everybody, you want to hear all kind of people arguing what they arguing. Yeah, absolutely. Why do this? He don't have to do this. It could be like, bump their black people. Since he said he racist, I don't know racist people that do this. It's just me. I don't know. Why do this? He not running for nothing else. He the president. Like, people get mad when you think about it like that, but just, I know, and we gonna get into a lot of stuff. I know the mindset of how people are looking at this. But again, the thing that hits me when I see this and I hear all their remarks and I hear all the things they're saying, and I just stop and say, why do this? Why is he doing this? What's the point? People like, he want to gaslight us black people. Why? Why is he so concerned about you black people to gaslight you? I don't get it. It boggles the mind. I don't know. But I'm going to let him finish. As we see, he's celebrating Black History Month. When we was all told Black History Month was done, it was DEI, it was over, he not going to celebrate it. He stopped the government from celebrating it, so forth and so on. I remember him cutting out DEI, and they asked him about Black history, and it was up in the air where nobody knew about Black history, but I didn't. That's what I remember. If you go to my old show, which I'm going to put up in a minute so you can see the link for it. That's what I got out of it. It wasn't nothing clear where he said, oh yeah, Black History Month is gone. But we going to continue.
How are you, darling? Today we pay tribute to the generations of black legends, champions, warriors, and patriots who helped drive our country forward to greatness. And you really are great people. What a great, nice group of... I have some people in front of me every once in a while with all the problems that are caused all over the world. They're not nice. They're not nice. And but we're making them nice, I can tell you that, and we're making them nice rapidly. So we're pleased to be joined in this really beautiful afternoon at the White House by hundreds of incredible members of the African American community.
See? Hundreds. So he got hundreds of black people. There. That's who you hear screaming and yelling for. You know how they always show him where there's little clips where black people be waving. He kind of walk away from it and that. He got hundreds of black people. He said he still want black people. That's what I'm saying. Why? I don't understand why he still want black people on his side if he racist. I say staunch Klansmen that don't care nothing about no black person at all. They would never do nothing like this, ever. They would have stamped it out as hard as they could. So that's my question. Why do we still want black people on his side? He got hundreds of black people, so it's probably at least 200-300 black people in the I guess it's the Eastern Room or the Oval. I don't know exactly where they are at the White House, but wherever they are, he got over 100 black people there. So probably about 200, maybe 300 black people, if it holds that many, and they're cheering. Is all for show for him. But why? Yeah, that's the thing that creeps me. I just want to know why. Why? Why is it all for show? Why is he doing it? It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? When George Bush and them got in office and they did what they did and they know they didn't need black people, they wasn't catering to no black people. Black people said when Kanye West said George Bush don't care about black people, George Bush ain't go out his way to show black people he cared about them. After Kanye said that, Kanye got shunned a little bit. Some things went on, but he ain't go around trying to prove to black people that he loved them and liked them and wanted them around at all. And I remember that. I remember when Kanye said it. What's the name? Mike Myers was looking like, he had the gas face. Like, did Kanye just say that on live TV? Because it was live. They couldn't cut it. He said, George Bush don't care about black people. Everybody was like, what just happened? And George Bush ain't do nothing. He ain't go around on it. I got catered a black people train. He said, okay, whatever. I believe whatever y'all want to believe. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm the president. I ain't got time to worry about that. I don't know. But I'm going to let it play a little more before we go to the other videos.
Many of whom are making history themselves, including one of the greatest athletes of all time, who you just said hello, the man who matched Sam Snead's #1 record for the most PGA Tour wins ever, and a man who has 15 majors, and he's got a long way to go, too. I was with him a week ago. We played. I think he's got some left, doesn't he, huh? He's got a couple of majors left, maybe more than that. But Tiger Woods, he's an incredible guy, an incredible athlete, incredible player. Thank you for being with us, Tiger. Thank you very much. And he got the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which he proudly wore today. And it's we have Senator Tim Scott here. What do you think, Tim? You never got the Presidential Medal. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. You better believe it. And also, Adam, thank you very much. Adam is, as Tiger will tell you, one of the greatest players and one of the great modern players. And he had 32 wins worldwide and winning the Masters also. And he's something very special and a great representative of golfers and athletes. Thank you very much, Adam. Even though he doesn't quite come from our country, he sort of does, right? He's here a lot. He comes from another nice place like Australia, right? And they've been very good, very, very good to us. Jay, thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. We also have the head of Pfizer here, so I want to thank him. One of the great people, one of the great businessmen. Thank you, Albert. Thank you.
They booing Pfizer.
Thank you very much.
They don't like Pfizer. They're like, boo.
I want to congratulate our newly sworn-in Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner. Come in. I gotta say hello. Come on up here, Scott. I had Tim Scott pushing him so hard, you have no idea. I had no choice. Is that right, Tim? No, Scott is, I've known him a long time, and Scott's a real champion. Say a couple of words, Scott, please.
Showing black people get appointed to different things. Yo, the head of housing. This black guy. He even created a thing. I was going to talk about that. He even created a position for this woman to help people get out of prison. I'm like, what is going on here? All this unveiled during celebration for Black History Month. If y'all want to see more of this video is like 23 minutes long, so we're not going to look at no more of it. But if y'all want to see more of that video with Trump and celebrating Black history, you can see it in its entirety. I have the link in the description so you can see it in its entirety if you want to. All right, so now we're going to go on with our next video, and this one is where we're going to see different people respond to what we just witnessed. So we're going to see different people respond to what we just witnessed. All right. So there's one young lady right here. I think her name is Jamil Hill. And we're going to see her response to Trump and celebrating Black history.
He also mentioned at the same time that there were going to be statues of Kobe Bryant and Muhammad Ali. So it just seems a little hypocritical that you would be doing everything in your power to sort of outlaw the teachings of what, say, a Muhammad Ali stood for. Like, are you going to tell people that he stood against war, that he stood against these very progressive civil rights issues? That doesn't seem to be the part of it. And what I noticed there from...
All right, now, this is the thing that, and I want our people to understand this. When before he did all that stuff, they wasn't teaching that then. Wasn't teaching that. You seen it on a movie, on a TV show. You might heard some black people talking about it. But in school, I remember, wow, Black History Month made me hate Black history. Know why it made me hate Black history? And some of y'all might can relate. I remember coming in the classroom. I had a white history teacher. And he got on a film, like Roots or something. And I'm saying black people get whipped, getting called the N-word, being treated horrible. And he has us watching Roots, the whole mini-series, every day until it's done. And then we talk about other stuff. Then we finally get to Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King and all these other things. And I'm just sitting there like, yes, exactly. It was this, yes, Cody. It was just like, I was just sitting there like, I do not want to hear this. I don't want to see this. I hate it when Black History Month came. I was just like, oh my goodness, here we go again. Because you'll be sitting there angry and there's nothing you can do about it. Imagine it. You sitting there angry. You furious. It's nothing you can do about it. You just got to accept that this is your history. So when I had a teacher at my school, which was Carver Vocational Technical High, I had this teacher there named Mr. Alford. He was commercial art teacher. He wasn't supposed to be teaching us anything about history. But he understood the second curriculum. What's the second curriculum? The second curriculum was letting us know the truth about us and giving us that extra step to know what we have to do. So he began to tell us, read this book called Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. Read this book called Stolen Legacy by George Massey. Then as I ventured on and read those books, I started reading other books of my own, like From Babylon to Timbuktu by Dr. Windsor, right? I began to look at Hebrewism of West Africa by Joseph Williams. And I began to dig into these books and many other books and start realizing that a lot of stuff they was telling us was lies. And that our history went way beyond slavery. I started reading Dr. Ben Yachanan, We the Black Jews, and started learning about our heritage and history before we was brought over here in the hulls of slave ships. So then, when I went back to learning about that stuff, it gave me some context to say, okay, this is where we was at. And this is where they brought us to. And we gotta remember this part so that we can go forward. Don't want to forget the stuff they did, because then you can get stuck or it can repeat. But you want to go back further than that. Have hope. Know that you was more than just a slave that Abraham Lincoln freed. Because that's how the history that they teach us is. Then you got some people in different school districts that I know of now, when they teach Black history, they do teach the things that she's complaining about. They teach about the first Black to do this, the first Black to do that. This Black was successful. That Black was successful. That's what they teach. So when she's complaining about it, I'm sitting there thinking, what elementary or middle school or high school you went to? Because what you talking about, we didn't learn as far as in school or universities till you got to a HBCU. That was it. But I'm going to go back to our sister and let her vent.
That clip is that he had to read letter by letter about what these people, what these great Americans have done in terms of progress for our country, because it's not something he's familiar with and not something that is natural for him. So I consider this to be an insult, a slap in the face.
And again, just because it's not something you're familiar with, okay. Trust me, I be around different teachers and people all the time that's not familiar with stuff about Black history. And a lot of their schools, they don't teach it. Especially if their schools they went to wasn't really that many Black people there. And then when it is, then they might be teaching something crazy where the Black student don't want to really hear about all that stuff. Because it's reminding him of the bad past that he went through. But I digress.
And frankly, all the people that attended this, look, I guess God bless you if you've never been to the White House and maybe you looked at it as some kind of great experience. But everything this president has stood for and done in the last decade or so has been a complete rejection of what Black history is.
Abel, how do you square what Jamel is saying there, that this White House, this administration has spent so much time, especially in the last month, denigrating diversity as even a concept? And actually, let me just go ahead and play this.
Now, we gotta stop hanging on to this diversity thing. Why? When we say diversity, we talking about us. This is what we hear. We hear diversity, we hear Black people. That's what we hear. Diversity, Black people. Oh, diversity, Black people. Go look back at my video talking about diversity. The number one recipient of diversity stuff is white women. Then it's Hispanic Americans. Then it's Asian Americans. Then it's Native Americans. Then it's people with disabilities. Then it's veterans. Then it's the LGBTQ. And you know who's last on the list? Black people. But every time we hear DEI, we automatically get up and, oh, talk about me. Gotta let that go. If you don't outright say black people, don't jump on it like, oh, he talking about you. DEI covers way more than just black people. But we harp on it like it's dealing with black people. Could we take it to heart that this is dealing with us? And when you do that, it's going to cloud your mind, because you hear DEI, you automatically think, he talk about us. It's not necessarily talking about you. But what's happened is we've been made the face of DEI. We like the, what they call it, the, what do they call it? The mascot. We're like the mascot of DEI. You see DEI the same way you think about the Ravens, and you see that bird, that raven mascot. So whenever you see that mascot, you think the Ravens, or you hear the Ravens, you see that mascot. Right? In the same way it is with DEI. We hear DEI, we think about black people. I was shocked when I found out black people was the last. I couldn't believe it when the sister broke down the information that I shared with y'all. And I'm gonna put that video in the description. When the sister shared the information that I shared with y'all about that, I was just like, what? Like, black people the last people? But every time we say DEI, we automatically think about us. Automatically. It's automatically, oh, this black people. Sort of like when people talk about welfare and we think about us. But it's more white people that was on welfare than it was black people. And it still is more white people on welfare than it is black people. But whenever we think about welfare, we think about black people. It's like we become the mascot of different things, of crazy things. Yeah, Coty, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at a video. The lady broke it down. Black people are the last to receive DEI benefits. I know it sounds crazy because when we hear DEI, we think black people. But this is a sister, so it wasn't no European person breaking it down. The sister broke it down. She had all the information. She had her facts with her. And went through it, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. But yeah, it's right there. Is I'll put the link in the thing, or maybe go back to it. But yeah, and trust me, it got me too. And I made a short for it, but I didn't put it out there yet because I've been too busy. But when I put the short out there, y'all gonna see the short. Hopefully y'all see it, because I don't know how YouTube shows the shorts. Sometimes the shorts, my shorts really go viral on TikTok. TikTok, love y'all. TikTok, them shorts go viral. Says when they do that, they light a fire underneath black people. Yes, that's what it is. It's like we get consumed with it, like, oh, it's talking about us. And we do get so caught up with it. Because when I heard it, I was getting like, what are they talking about? They talking about us? Why they keep talking about us? DEI, right? So when the lady broke it down, I was like, wait a minute. This is ridiculous. And then I started thinking about all the other things that we done throughout time that other people benefit from. And then they make it like, oh, you black people, whatever. Like the 14th Amendment. We won't go there, but the 14th Amendment came about because of black people. That's why when people talk about it, they say, oh, black people, they attacking you with the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment came around about because of black people. But other people benefiting from it because of the black people. And those same people will look at the black people, talk crazy to the black people, be disrespectful to the black people, not realizing that the stuff they are enjoying in this land of milk and honey came from us and what we went through. Like, seriously, if it wasn't for us and what we went through and how we fought, they wouldn't be able to enjoy any of this stuff. Yeah. Now that make you feel when you sit there, you think about people being disrespectful to you, you thinking, dude, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even be able to do this. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be able to do this right now. Seriously, this is crazy. I'm gonna let her finish though. I just had to say that when she brought up DEI.
It's because I think it's instructive to hear exactly what they have been saying. Listen.
I think the single dumbest phrase in military history is our diversity is our strength.
My son is in a public school. He takes a class.
Now, we think diversity mean black. Diversity mean inclusion of women, Hispanics, Asians, all the people I just laid out. And of course, y'all know the main people that took over for a minute. The community, y'all know them, the alphabets. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want YouTube to try to, yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying. You gotta watch how you said. I gotta remember I'm on YouTube. I'm not just on TikTok or Facebook. The main people that was benefiting. All right, let's keep going.
Called African American History. If you're running an African American history class, could you perhaps be in violation of this court order, of this executive order?
I'm not quite certain.
See, and that's what happened. So I'm glad they played this clip because I went over this clip before when they was talking about getting rid of different DEI things, and he said, "Well, would that stop you from doing African American histories or Black history or this, that, and the other?" And she was like, "I'm not certain." And that's how they left it, with her saying, "I'm not certain," and everybody made the conclusion for themselves that means they're getting rid of it. But then Trump turns around and say, "Happy Black History Month." It's like, wait a minute, I thought they was getting rid of it. And this just tripping me out because y'all know who this is right here? Hold up. Do y'all see what this is in the background right here? This is Triple H. I was like, when I say this on TV, I say, yo, is that Triple H? That's Triple H from WWE. And then I thought about her name, Linda McMahon. I said, yo, it's wrestlers. This WWE, I said, boy, this is ridiculous. I don't know if y'all picked that up, but I picked it up when I first. I said, wait a minute, I know that dude in the back. That's Triple H.
And I'd like to look into it further and get back to you on that.
You can have DEI in water coolers and universities. I disagree with that. But lives aren't impacted with DEI at universities.
Yeah, Gautier. I was like, when I seen it, I said, that's Triple H back there. Like that joint is going on. Let me move it back a little bit. Hold up. Let me move it. Stop it. That's Triple H. He got a bald head. He's older. But that, and he got, of course, he got his suit on. But yeah, that's Triple H. But all this stuff, just take out your mind. Exactly. I'm like, what is happening right now? Trump hiring all kind of people, right? Oh my goodness, that's
further
funny.
And get back to you on that.
You can have DEI in water coolers.
Even this guy, I heard he was from some TV show. I don't know what TV show he's from, but he's from some TV show or something. Apprentice, I don't know what he's from. He's from something. But he said what he said about the DEI, this, that, and the other. But again, take black out your mind when you hear that. He didn't say black. He said DEI. DEI covers more than just black people. Please take the word black out your mind when you hear DEI. They use it. These people are using this term purposely to trigger black people right now. When as you hear the clips, if you see the full clips, it's not particularly talking about black people. But because in our minds we hear DEI, we think black people. So I want to help deprogram that part out your brain. Yeah, Miss McMahon. Yeah, that's her. Linda McMahon. I remember her out there running a wrestling with her husband. That joint is crazy to see her on it. Oh my goodness.
And universities, I disagree with that, but lives aren't impacted with DEI at universities. It is impacted here. I just want the best and the brightest, keeping Americans safe.
All right. So he says he was, oh, that's what he was on. He was part of MS Man. Is that what you saying, Cody? Because I was saying, I don't know what he was a part of, but he was a part of something. But it's the thing to get me. He said we want the best and the brightest, right? We said, okay, you had the best and the brightest. The best and the brightest. We down for that. Because most of the time, black people are 10 times more qualified than anybody else. Oh, yeah, that's her son-in-law. Yep. Triple H. Triple H is her son-in-law in real life. He really did marry her daughter. And they put it in the show as part of the skit. Well, from how his ex-wife tells it, originally it was just part of a skit. But then as it went on, he really started falling for the girl and he left her. He left her and went on with and really got into the skit and went and got involved with it, and they really got married. It's crazy. So to see him sitting there behind his mother-in-law is really crazy to be just saying that. Yeah, but that's crazy though. That whole thing in general. That whole thing in general is crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so you say that, and then you throw Black History Month event, and people are supposed to then say, well...
See how she took that to mean black people? It didn't say black people, but she took that to mean black people. That's the code word for black people.
Well, it all doesn't matter. He really does care about the history of this country, which includes people. It's Black History Month today and this month, but it could be Hispanic History Month, Women's History Month, all these diverse people.
Now, I don't know if he gonna do all that. I think he rocked with Black History. I don't know if he gonna do women history, Hispanic history, all the other different histories. They probably be gone. Those was created as DEI. Now you might be saying, how you say those was created as DEI and Black history wasn't created as DEI? Well, as I said on show, I'm gonna keep referencing back to the show because I want y'all to check that video out. And it's called DEI and the end or the death of Black History Month, right? I think that's the name of the show. And in the show, what I was pointing out was Black History Month was around. It started as Black History Week, and it came out of the need for Black people to have their history taught. And it wasn't the government giving it to us, as people say, oh, they gave you a little month. No, it wasn't about them giving us a little month, right? And I think this might have been on a follow-up show after that the guy kind of dipped out on me because I posted had him on the show and he erased this whole video, so I couldn't say nothing about his video, which was crazy to me. I was just like, why he erased it? The video was gone. But anyway, Black history came about because Black people was telling their own stories, right? They said, look, we in these schools, we had all this white history. We don't have nothing about us. He was told, you don't have a history. You don't have a history that's worth being taught. So Black people start saying not so. So Carter G. Woodson started digging into the history, and he started bringing out different amazing facts about Blacks and stuff, like J.A. Rogers did and so forth. So, and I'm giving out all these names so y'all can go back and look these authors up. They did a lot of great things. So Carter G. Woodson came up with Black History Week. We said, you know what? I'm just going to take this week and I'm going to teach Black history for this week. A university, a Black university said, you know what? Week not long enough. We going to make it a month. The university did it, I believe, 2 years or more before the United States government even picked it up. Then they picked it up and made it a thing. So Black people was teaching this stuff way before America said anything. Black people said, the Black people wasn't sitting around saying, I'm gonna wait for President Gerald Ford or whoever to vote this into a law, and then we can really teach it. Black people wasn't saying that. Black people was teaching it. They were like, no, we're going to teach our kids what happened with us. If y'all don't like it, oh, well. What happened was they said, let's get in front of it, because now when we're in front of it, we can regulate it. We can say what you're going to teach, what you're not going to teach. You can teach this, you can teach that. We can now regulate it. We can come up, we can make a curriculum for it. Right? That's what they said. We can make a curriculum for it. What happened back then, that's how it got into the school system. It wasn't because we wanted to be included. We said, no, we're going to teach this regardless. We're not worrying about what y'all saying. We want our children to know what happened. We want our children to know y'all wasn't just slaves. A lot of this stuff that's around today, y'all created. If it wasn't for you, this life here would be a lot harder for everybody. And we want you to know that you are important and you are amazing and you can do stuff. The government jumped in and took it over. It wasn't given to us to make us feel included in part of diversity and all this other stuff. But you know what it was? Hispanic History Month, Asian History Month, Women History Month. All those things came about for diversity because they say, wait a minute. The Black people get a month. Well, how come the Black people get a month? We don't get a month. Black people only month can get a month? Well, you know, that isn't fair. We need to let you guys get a month too. Go ahead, Asians, y'all get a month. Hispanics, y'all get a month. These people, y'all get a month. Hell, they even gave the alphabet a month. Because how the Black people only ones get a month? We don't get a month. They don't realize the Black people did that on their own. They wouldn't wait for nobody to give them nothing. But now, because all the other people got it through DEI, now they figure, oh, well, this the original DEI is this right here. No, that's not the original DEI. The Black people was doing that because they wanted to let their people know what was going on. American government stepped in and said, no, we're going to step in and control this thing. That's how that happened. So I just want to make that clear that it's not, we didn't have a DEI moment in this. But every time they say it, they think, oh, this is what it is. It is a lot more that goes with this video, but for lack of time, because I got so much more I want to show y'all, I'm going to have to let you guys know, if you want to watch the conclusion of this video, and it's only a 6-minute video. But so if you want to finish watching this video, I have it in the description. I have it in the description if you want to finish watching this video right here. It is in the description. And only because I have so many more videos I want you guys to look at. Now, this brother right here, his video, you want to find kind of interesting. Let me see if I can do it on this screen right here. Yep, I can do it right here. His video you're going to find kind of interesting. And maybe that's too. Let me see if I can make it even bigger. Yeah. All right, now, his video is going to be, again, upset about this whole thing with Trump doing Black History Month. Everybody feel like it's a farce. He's doing it to gaslight black people. He want to trick black people. And all I keep asking the black people is, why? Why does he care? Why does he want to gaslight you? What is it going to get him? He's already in office. It ain't like you can vote him out of office. So what do he want? What do he care about you so much for? But I digress.
Donald Trump just finished a Black History Month celebration at the White House filled with shallow symbolism over substance.
Now watch how he watch how he attack. He gonna attack poor Tiger. Poor Tiger's gonna be under his attack. Oh my goodness, poor Tiger gonna be under this brother attack.
I expect nothing less from Trump, but the reaction from the mostly black audience in the East Room of the White House was embarrassingly disconnected.
Now, so that's why I said it's the East Room in the White House, right? That's where they was at. Because he's saying, you heard the audience cheering for them, like Trump, 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 right? They was cheering for him. So he like, what is going on here? Why are these black people cheering for him, right?
From recent history. Trump walked on stage with legendary black golfer Tiger Woods, who once told Oprah Winfrey he described himself as Cablinasian.
All right, so he says that Tiger once described himself as Cablinasian. So, what's Cablinasian? Tiger said he wasn't black. Remember when I asked y'all, I said, what do y'all think about Tiger? He looked kind of uncomfortable a little bit. Because Tiger's probably thinking, I wonder if they remember when I said I wasn't black, right? And now here I am on the stage saying I'm black. Y'all don't remember that? Y'all remember when Tiger said he wasn't black? Tiger said he was Blasian, Cablinasian. Y'all don't remember that? He said, I'm not black. Where do y'all get this black stuff from? He began to talk about how his mother was mixed with this, that, how his father was mixed with this, that, and the other. So, him being on stage, after the majority of his life saying he's not black, now being labeled as black. Even though black people still call them black. We was like, whatever, Tiger. You call yourself whatever you want. We still calling you black. Yeah, Colty, you remember that? But the whole thing was, everybody still called Tiger black. Even though he said that, he was like, no, you black. He's like, no, I'm not black. I'm this, I'm that. You know, and we was going by the rule that they told us 1 drop of black blood make you black, right? Ain't that what they said? 1 drop of black blood? And even though he kept telling people he wasn't black, I remember they made fun of him at the Masters, talking about they don't got collard greens and watermelon there. I was like, wow, and fried chicken. I said, wow, only black people eat collard greens, watermelon, and fried chicken? And then if that's the case, I'm not black because I hate watermelon. Hate it. Cannot stand watermelon. I don't even know what people get out of eating watermelon. It tastes horrible to me. Horrible. But let's finish with the brother.
And he spent a good deal of his time shouting out to the black Republicans in the audience. But those East Room black people were either in deep denial or deep REM sleep in the past few months. No one in the audience questioned why Trump's Secretary of Defense canceled Black History Month events at the Pentagon or removed the Tuskegee Airmen video from Air Force training. No one.
Now that was deep. And I didn't know about the Air Force video. Okay. So he bringing more context to it that I didn't know. Okay, let's keep going.
One complained about Trump revoking the 1965 executive order that banned racial discrimination in government employment and by government contractors. No one.
Okay, let's keep going. Is that affirmative action thing? Keep going. You know they got rid of affirmative action, so all that stuff was going to be out the window anyway. So they might have looked at it as part of affirmative action. So when they got rid of affirmative action, that went with it.
Objected to Trump's recent attempt to blame a tragic airplane crash on diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Now, again, that don't mean black. We gotta stop. Gotta stop. That don't mean black.
Or his administration's ban on DEI.
See, now we going to DEI. Notice all the black stuff is disappearing. Now we talking about DEI. But keep going.
Throughout the federal government, and no one mentioned Trump's ongoing effort to repeal the 14th Amendment, which gave black people birthright citizenship.
Now, this is where the brother got it wrong, and I got a video to break this down that I was going to do, and I might do it this. I supposed to did it a couple of weeks ago, and I might do it this Wednesday when I go live again on all 3 platforms. Because I want to talk about identity, because this shows why identity as the one brother. I'm saying it that way for a reason. Y'all know I'm imitating when I say it that way. Identity. But the one brother was talking about identity. And when you look at it, what he was showing wasn't saying I'm repealing or getting rid of the 14th Amendment to that degree. What he was saying was, no, we're going to make the 14th Amendment mean what it meant. The 14th Amendment was about, the 14th Amendment was about black people, as he just said, but he wasn't repealing it. He was saying, I'm not going to let it be used by everybody else anymore. The only people that can use that is black people. Hopefully y'all heard that. I do that as if y'all right here with me. Yeah. His daddy was all black, but then he said his mother was this and then, and he stopped talking all that stuff, said he was Kablasian. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. But check it out though. Tiger, I mean, what he's breaking down now, when he's talking about the 14th Amendment, what Trump and I was saying, and we're going to go through the video so we can show why identity is important. He's saying, no, that was about black people. We've been using that wrong for everybody else. That wasn't for everybody else. That was only for black people. And I was like, wow. That's kind of deep. And it goes back to Dred Scott. So we gonna deal with that. Because when he said that right there, I'm like, that ain't true. But let's keep going.
In 1868, as long as they got to smile in front of the white man in the White House, the East Room black people were all good. The East Room black people never dared to challenge Trump when he diminished the black scholars who put together the 1619 Project.
Yeah, because he is. We didn't get to see that part in the video, but y'all would have seen it. But it's not exactly how he's putting it. But I'm gonna let y'all see how he put it. But I would say go back and watch the original too. I question everything if y'all don't know that by now. I don't just take people account and say, oh, they said that. Oh, okay. And I'll be like, nah, I need to know more.
Which traced the history of the first enslaved black people brought to the colonies by the British.
The last administration tried to reduce all of American history to a single year, 1619. We're like 1777.
Nope, that's not what happened. The Biden-Harris administration didn't write or invent the 1619 Project. They just acknowledged its importance in American history. And none of
Oh yeah, we gotta go on. I'm gonna stop this right here because we gotta go on because I want y'all to hear about this Biden stuff. Cause we go. Oh my goodness! I want to remind y'all of who Biden is. Cause for some reason we especially people that's Democrats, they pump Biden up like he just the best thing ever. Why didn't he pardon our homegirl, our sister Mosby? She asked for a pardon, right? She said, I just want a pardon. The government and people set her up because she opposed Trump. Remember that? So then they went after and said we gotta get something on her because she brought the police to justice, or tried to bring the police to justice. They did that to Freddie Gray. And then she was opposing Trump with a lot of stuff. And they said, we got to do something. We got to do something about her. So what did they do? They tried to lock her up. Now, she didn't go to jail. But she lost basically everything. Even her right to practice law. And all she wanted was a pardon. And she pleaded with Biden to give her a pardon. It was her, and it was some other black sisters as well. You know, Biden pardoned everybody but these sisters that fought for him. Why ain't Bob pardon them too? He pardoned people before they even got in trouble, which was weird. I'm gonna give you the pardon just in case you get in trouble. Already pardoned you. I'm like, I didn't even know you can pardon somebody before they get in trouble. Until Biden did it. I'm like, wow. Well, yeah. Now, this video, this is by the black conservative. This guy said some stuff I was just like, what is he talking about? But I'm going to let y'all check this out. Just a little bit of this as I try to press forward. I know I think I'm 20 minutes past the time.
Under the executive order I signed last month, this new beautiful outdoor statue park, it's going to be a statue park. It's going to be unbelievable. We're picking the final sites now. It's between various states that want it very badly. We'll honor hundreds of our greatest Americans to ever live, including countless black Americans, icons. The garden will predominantly feature incredible women like Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Billie Holiday, Aretha Franklin, and Coretta Scott King. And I will showcase extraordinary, it will be something very extraordinary.
Now, this is something else he doing with this statue garden and this, that, and the other. It's like, and that's what Jamil Hill was talking about. She was like, he got us. He got all these people going at. This the thing. And again, he don't got to do it. But check this out. Biden didn't do nothing like this. Biden ain't think about doing nothing like this. Remember Ice Cube went to Biden and said, hey, Biden, this is what Black America wants you to do. And he said, I don't got time for that. When I get in office, then I'll think about looking at that. Did he ever look at it when he got in the office? No. And Ice Cube left it alone. You know why Ice Cube left it alone? Because black people turned to him and said, how dare you, Ice Cube? Who you think you are? It's like, wait a minute. He tried. Okay, I'm rich. I ain't got to worry about y'all the ones struggling, got to go through stuff. Okay, you right. Who I think I am? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But why? That's what I'm saying. Why the show? Normally with the show is a purpose. It's some kind of destination you try and get to. Why? Why do this? I don't get it.
We're going to produce some of the most beautiful works of art in the form of a statue from men like Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Jackie Robinson, what a great athlete that was, Martin Luther King Jr., Muhammad Ali, he was not a bad athlete. What do you think, Muhammad? Not too bad. And the late Kobe Bryant. People love Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, the black
and we're going to save
chant,
Tiger Woods for
like
another
that.
time. That's all that I can. I'm sorry. During Black History Month, we pay tribute to these heroes and to so many others, but not simply because they're black heroes, but also because they are truly American heroes who inspire all of us, very much so.
Let me fix my bow tie. We at the White House?
Hold up. He wants to be remembered as doing something good. That could be true. Maybe that's what it is. He want to be remembered as doing something good. So if people say something, he can say, well, he did do this, he did do that. You might, presidents do start playing in their accent and how they want to be remembered in their memoirs and all that stuff. But these are some of the black people that's there. And this guy, I know most people hate this guy. This guy's a clown. I'm not going to call him a clown. Yeah. This is the way he acts. Yeah, he knows just what to say. Watch this guy, though. This guy crazy.
We back in here. We waiting on President Donald J. Trump. Let's go. Yeah. Big time.
That's all the hundreds of people, black people that he got in there. It's like a room full of them.
I look so good in the red.
Don't let that guy get to you. This the conservative brother. He gonna say some stuff. I'm gonna let him say something, then I'm gonna go to the next one.
President Trump had a number of black conservatives at the White House yesterday to commemorate Black History Month. And that was good. It was good that he showed the liberals and these black activists and the church plants and all those folks that he's not doing away with Black History Month. And he's not gonna abandon the number of black people that actually voted for him. That's good. But I was thinking, I'm done with all the symbolism on both sides. I'm done with how the Democrats pander to black people every 2 to 4 years and nothing comes as a result of it.
True.
And I'm starting to see the exact same thing happen on the conservative side.
True.
Where you have people who claim to be conservative, but nothing really comes out of it. Now, I know Trump tried to do opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott, and there may be something that comes out of that in the future. But I'm of the mindset of one of my heroes from history, Frederick Douglass. When it comes to what do I really want from the government, my answer is nothing. Like Frederick Douglass said, they asked him, what should we do with the Negro after emancipation? And he said, nothing. Do nothing with us, because your doing with us has led us to this position that we're in.
Now, I wanted y'all to hear this because I'm about to exactly a Coty. I said that on one of the shows as well. It's the same bird. It's the same bird, people. Please let's stop thinking these people different. It's the same bird. Now watch this. I'm gonna show y'all this. I'm trying to speed along, but I got that video in the thing as well. If y'all want to see the rest of that, is by the conservative, the biblical conservative, or the conservative. I think it's the biblical conservative. That's his name. Now, this is the thing I wanted to show y'all from what he's saying, because he says, "Oh, I'll be like Frederick Douglass and tell them, leave me alone, leave me and my people alone." Well, watch this. I want y'all to see this. This is Lake Lanier. I'm going to let you see what happens when our people get left alone. Because when Frederick Douglass said that, he wasn't saying that in how the brothers using it, talking about now and leaving the people alone. He was saying, okay, just let us be. We going to grow. We going to do what we do, because we was trying to be self-sufficient. We wanted to prove that we was men and women and we didn't need nobody to do nothing for us. So we said, okay, leave us alone. They left black people alone. Black people were successful, had towns. Black people had towns and was very successful and was living a quote-unquote dream of America. And you know what happened? Lake Lanier. And Lake Lanier is just one idea. Now, we're going to say, well, you might say, well, what you mean by Lake Lanier?
And I'm at a spot called Lake Lanier. And you know, it's always each one teach one with me. So right now, I want to put you up on the history of it. And you know, the reason why I really had to do this is because some of us know about it, but a lot of us don't. What really inspired me for this video is when I pulled up, I went to one of the offices and I talked to one of the employees and I was asking them, I was trying to see if it's some type of historic, I'm talking about a tour. That way I can really get the history of it, not just read up on it, but I could put my eyes on the historic site, the history of it. And you know, they were shocked. They were shocked that I even knew about it, because they said a lot of people don't know about the history of it. So right now, I'm finna put you down on it. You know, this wasn't always Lake Lanier. In the 1800s, it was a whole community built and made. I'm talking about black owned, and it was called Oscarville. And when I say black owned, I mean
You heard what he just said? That wasn't always Lake Lanier. That was a community. Those same people that the brother just said, Frederick Douglass said, leave us alone. Yes, they left us alone and communities got built. And that's not just the only one. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to look more into it, but if I'm not mistaken, even in New York, you know the park, Central Park? If I'm not mistaken, that used to be a town. And the same thing that happened to Lake Lanier happened to them. And there's other places that was towns that are now lakes, where they went in jealous because the black people were successful, killed and chased black people out, destroyed the town, and this is the result. See, this is the type of stuff we need to remember in history, so you can know. Watch how the brother break it down. I'm going to try not to interrupt them anymore and let them break it down. I just wanted to make sure y'all really heard what he said. That was a community called Oxfordville or Oxwald. Or I think that's what he said. But I'm going to let him finish.
Everything. We had our own ecosystem. We had our own economy. I'm talking about it was over 300 kids. We had our own schools, black owned. Had our own churches, black owned. I'm talking about restaurants, hospitals, everything, black farmers. We had acres and everything. I'm talking about it was called Oscarville. Go look it up. But in 1912, it was a white woman. She was raped. And you know, they didn't care about who did it, if they came from Oscarville, who it was. They didn't know who it was. It didn't matter who it was. They was called night riders. They wanted the community gone. I'm talking about black owned, owning hundreds of acres. They wanted it wiped from their existence. They ain't want nobody, they ain't want them to have it no more. So you know what they did? They came through what I'm talking about, fire bombs. They'll tell you it was the evacuation but it wasn't. It was a forced evacuation. They came through bombing the churches. They came through, I'm talking about setting fire to all of the buildings, setting fire to all of the properties, making people get out. And you know, this in the 1800s, a lot of people, 1912, they didn't want to leave their property. I'm talking about they had hundreds of acres. So it's a whole lot of folks that stayed. There's a whole lot of folks that stayed even after that. And after that, you know, they built a dam and well, they opened the floodgates and they flooded it. So now it's no longer Oscarville. Now it's Lake Lanier. But I'm talking about everything is still under it, from everything that you could think about that's in a city that has its own economy, from the buildings to the schools still down there. You know, it's some, I'm talking about.
Imagine it. The buildings, the schools, the banks, the stores are all underneath this lake. All underneath this lake. Gone. Gone.
The graveyard, that's why they say it's haunted. It's a whole lot of people that died, they didn't even get to get buried. There's a whole lot of skeletons under this water. It's a whole lot of history under this water. So right now, each one teach one. I just put you up on it. I just told you about it. Go look it up if you want to know more about it. Oscarville, right here in Georgia. Now it's called Lake Lanier. And it's
so when the brother say, oh, just leave us alone, I hear you, Ak. But look what happened when just leave us alone. Even just leaving us alone, we get successful. He act like just leave us alone, and no, just leave us alone, we get successful, and look what happens. Just saying. And this is just one of many. I got a video I'm gonna show y'all one day where the sister goes through all of them. She break down at least 5 or 7 of them, and there's many more. This is the type of stuff that they probably don't want you to hear in the history. Let's hear all the good stuff. Now, did we hear about this in Black history in school? No. Know what I heard? First Black person to do this, first Black person to do that. Y'all were slaves. Abraham Lincoln freed you. It was stuff was going on with Jim Crow, Martin Luther King. That's it. That's it. So hopefully if y'all still here, please like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, and subscribe. It's got 2 more things to go through and we will be done. This is my sister. Like this sister right here. She always give it to us straight. Miss Karen Hunter. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? Crazy. Left us alone. We built up a town and then you killed everybody. White people out, sent them away. And to make sure they couldn't come back, you turned the town into a lake. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yesterday they had a Black History Month event at the White House, and I was not going to cover it at all, but it kept coming on my timeline. Roderick, I wanted to not be a part of it at all. I wanted to not see any of it, but you can't unsee it.
Nah.
Did you see any of it?
I seen Tiger Woods was up in there.
Okay, all right. So that's my first. Hold on.
All right, so she gonna break down some different things with Tiger Woods and all that, but I want to get to some other stuff that they gonna say that I want to touch on. Now, again, all this is in it. So if you guys want to watch these clips, they all in the description. All in the description.
I got 1 out of 5 right with my version. I got tyrannical. Run away from his whole career is so.
That's what I make that make sense. Square that circle for me.
But I felt like we had him as a cultural icon. I know brothers to this day that play golf, and they started it because him in that red shirt on Sundays.
Yes, Tiger Woods, y'all.
Rejected us. He rejected a place in our culture.
Yeah, and see, and this is like, that's why I said I felt like Tiger was looking kind of uncomfortable, because he know that we know that he know that we know He used to say he wasn't black. He did not want to claim black, but yet he's up there claiming black. So I got there with that. But it was some other stuff they said that I wanted to touch on.
He rejected all of it. And, you know, to see him willingly use himself as a prop for something he has run away from his whole career is so.
That's what I make that make
insulting.
sense. Square that circle for me.
Yeah.
Circle the square. By the way, Trump, according to Jane Elliott, the name stands for tyrannical, racist, untrustworthy, misogynistic pig. And she said pigs eat their, you know, they poop where they eat. And he's appropriately, she's calling him a pig.
Well, I gotta say, I got 1 out of 5 right with my version. I got tyrannical, but then it went left on you. I'm sorry, Jane.
I like the mother pucker. I like that in there with a mother pucker. Wow. I like that one. Yeah. So how do we make sense of this, right? So it wasn't just Tiger. They brought out Lil Boosie, who is a public menace half the time. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not.
Lil Boosie was there.
Oh my God. Hold on, let me give you.
I saw Rod Wave was there.
Who is that, Rod?
So Lil Boosie was there. Rod Wave was there. So it was a host of people there celebrating Black History Month at the White House.
He's a singer rapper that makes depressing rap music. That's
okay.
His life is bad.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is wild. So so there was where's the truck? Okay. There was Lil Boosie. There was Kodak Black. Black is in the name.
Yeah.
Is he Haitian? Because I think he had a Haitian flag or something.
I don't know.
Brought a Haitian flag to
Kodak. I think Kodak owes Trump for some type of like pardon or some stupid stuff like that.
All right, so you forfeit your whole legacy as a result.
Just give it away.
So this was a farce. Now there were no black historians, no black archaeologists, no black anthropologists, no black economists, no black scientists, no black paleontologists, no.
Now this is the problem again. I love how Karen doing this. Karen is holding Trump accountable, saying you trying to talk to black people and you trying to make something look good for black people, but all you had was celebrities, just musicians and sports people. There's only one problem with this. As I was listening, remember when Kamala was running? Remember when she wanted to reach the black community who she had up there? Then she had Meg Thee Stallion. Ain't she a singer? Why is she twerking? At the convention? Was that her twerking? At the, nah, maybe I'm wrong. Was Sexy Red there? Then they had Sexy Red supporting them too? So I'm like, again, the same side ignorance, that's what I heard. Yes, the same bird, both wings. We can't get on that wing without getting on the other wing. We gotta get on both wings. Both wings take advantage of black people. Both wings take advantage of us. They had Meg Thee Stallion. I remember it was Meg Thee Stallion, I think Cardi B, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least she spoke up for Biden and them, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all can let me know. I know Meg Thee Stallion was there, and I believe it was Sexy Red as well. Exactly, it's all a show. Like, on both sides. That's what I want us to see. That's my whole point of what I'm trying to get us to see tonight on this show. It's a show on both sides. That's why I appreciate, and y'all can look at the rest of Karen video. She real deep with different things when she breaks stuff down, and she's funny too. But because I'm about to come out of this, but that's what I want y'all to see out of that. I just want y'all to see that, hey, this is crazy right now because both sides do the same thing. So how am I point fingers at that side when the other side is doing the same thing. The same thing. It was people that was offended when they were seeing Meg Thee Stallion, and they said, why are y'all showing us Meg Thee Stallion? It wants to be the first to do it. Yes. Watch this. I'm gonna let y'all see this. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Hold on. I know I'm running out. I know I've been ran out of time. But I wanted to make sure y'all got that. This right here, I gotta let y'all see this. I was like, no, I gotta let y'all see this. So let's look at this. This brother gonna say it all. This brother right here gonna say it all. Watch this. Watch this brother right here. I couldn't say it no better. Watch this brother right here. Because we forget, and that's what they count on. They count on you forgetting. That's why history is so important, because you will forget. Yes, that's why history is so important. Watch this, brother.
Was Oprah dumb when she was hanging out with that racist? Was Whoopi Goldberg dumb when she was hanging out with that racist?
Now, what racist is he talking about? The racist he talking about that Oprah was hanging with, that Whoopi was hanging with, the same people now that call him racist and against him, was Trump. They always with Trump. Like, but you're not supposed to remember that. No, you don't remember that. You ever see the Jedi mind trick? I should have had that clip. Oh man, I didn't even know I was gonna do this. It was the Jedi mind trick where they was looking for some droids, and Luke Skywalker says, "These aren't the droids you want," and he used the Jedi mind trick, and they said, "We're not looking for these droids." And they keep going. They try to use the Jedi mind trick on you. Like you can't remember. Like, do you remember? Watch this.
So when did he become a racist? When they told you he was. Was he a racist? And was he a problem for Hillary Clinton when he stood up at Chelsea Clinton's wedding?
Uh-oh. See? He coming with history of receipts. And he right. I told people this all the time. I said, you know what? I don't remember Donald Trump being called a racist until he ran for president. What's this? Let's keep it going.
When he was golfing with Bill Clinton for years?
For years.
Make it make sense. Oh! And again, this is not me advocating for Donald Trump, but I need to give you an example that you cannot...
And that's what I'm saying, and I agree with the brother. This ain't advocate for nothing. This just letting us know how people play with us and our emotions, and we so emotional that we just fall for it every time, and it's really irritating. Watch this.
You cannot argue. People are upset because Donald Trump's a racist because he took out an $85,000 ad in the newspapers against the exonerated five, formerly known as the Central Park Five.
Yeah, now this is the biggest thing. Whenever you bring up the other thing, this is exactly what they say. What about the Central Park Five? Remember them? He put that ad out. Yeah, remember that? He was racist. Why's this?
Right? That's a problem. That's problematic because he said they needed to get the death penalty. You know what everybody leaves out of that conversation? Two things. The first is all we had was the information that was being presented to us on the news.
At the time.
And at the time, all that information said that we got them. We got these kids. They ain't say nothing about rounding them up or how they rounded them up or this, that, and the third. They set up there and they present. Go look at forget me. Go look at Ava DuVernay's Netflix movie.
And I remember the Netflix movie, they did present it that way. So it's like we know from the movie and from what happened, we can see behind the scenes what happened. But in actuality, what they were showing on TV and in the newspapers was not reflecting that part. It was saying these guys was guilty, they did it.
Go look at all the documentaries made about these guys. Now, here's the gag. At the time when Donald Trump did that, he was a registered Democrat. Not only that, he was a private citizen.
He was a Democrat at the time. He wasn't Republican at the time when he did that. Okay. Well, I guess you can say you can be racist whether you're Republican or Democrat. And we about to find out if the brother ain't finished. Watch how those brother go in.
Not only that, the district attorney, the assistant district attorney, the chief of police, the mayor, all of them happen to be Democrats. But that didn't stop anybody from dealing with the fact that they paraded them brothers up on that stage at the DNC in 2024, like, oh, Donald Trump's the problem. Oh, but I didn't hear any of them issue an apology for what they did to railroad those boys for a decade and some change.
That's true. That is true.
How does that make sense? Matter of fact, the assistant prosecutor is still a huge donator, a huge donor to the Democratic National Convention.
And the Democrats take that money. They'll say, no, you're racist.
Democratic National Committee. So I'm trying to understand how that makes sense. And then, by the way, where's all your smoke for these corporations that were buying $1 million suites at the DNC? You care about black life so much. Why were you okay with them having abortion mobiles a block away from the Democratic National Convention? If we're going to talk about preserving life, if we're going to talk about racism, we're going to talk about systemic things, you have to talk about it regardless of who you like or who has the best PR.
And that's what we gotta see. I think a lot of people don't like him right now, and that's the main thing. So no matter what he do, I don't like him. He racist. Is he? I don't know. But guess who they liked that I feel like was racist? Biden. Biden. Watch how he go in on Biden.
Or who says the things you don't like? That's my issue. Y'all know for a fact Joe Biden was a racist. Always been a racist. And
see, as I felt just like how he felt about Biden. I'm sorry. Biden, yeah.
The only reason he was vice president under Obama is because they wanted to balance the ticket. So if you put a Negro in there, let's make sure we put somebody who was mentored by Strom Thurmond, who eulogized Robert Byrd, who was an exalted Cyclops in the Klan.
Wow. Biden, they was quiet about that. Keep going out.
Oh, you mean the guy who said that Barack Obama was a, what was the word? Oh, the first mainstream, clean, articulate black person? Excuse me?
Biden said that. Oh, Biden didn't mean no harm by it. He just was being Biden.
That was okay? Oh, you can't get a Dunkin' Donut unless you got a little Indian in you. He said that. You're okay with that. You're okay with Hillary Clinton being a Goldwater girl who was a card-carrying racist and segregationist who also said, we need to bring them to heel. Them meaning you and me, because we were teenagers at the time when she...
Yes. I remember all of that. That's why I try. We got short memories. If you don't know, you think, oh, they loved us. They was always with us. Was they? Do they? Did they? Keep going.
She said that, and she was the first lady. So is racism a problem, or is racism with the right amount of PR a problem? When is it just, hey, this is wrong and it needs to be wrong? Oh, but he apologized for it. Yeah, but his apology don't do nothing for the 30 plus years of racist policies that have affected us. But then again.
Yes, and I remember that cry bill thing, he got on that floor of the Senate. And he was like, I don't care if they ain't have no fathers in the house. I was thinking, dang, he talking about me. I don't care if they was this, that, and the other. I don't care. And everything he said was pointing towards either myself or people like me. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy said all this racist stuff. I don't want her in my community. Dude. But we overlook all that though. Oh, he's an innocent old man. He said forgive him.
When you got somebody creating a First Step Act, getting these people out for nonviolent drug offenses, you got Kim Kardashian.
That he talk about how Trump was fighting to get people out of prison. Like I say, he created the thing for the lady to get people out of prison. Black people.
And I can't stand Kim Kardashian neither. You got her advocating for more black people than I see black people are advocating for black people. Not making a bunch of noise on the Senate floor. Not pontificating on somebody's podcast. Literally taking their time, money, energy, and efforts and putting it out there. So I'm trying to understand, when is it enough that we hold everybody accountable, not the people they just tell you to like?
Yeah. And that was hardcore. So I had to end it up with that. Wanted to make sure that y'all got to that. And want to also throw in this right here. I felt like this was a good way to close out. I know normally I have my artist of the week, which was Sister Adia, but for lack of time, I'm gonna let it just close out with this brother right here saying it's Black History rhyme, and just let it close out with this.
Malcolm, Huey, Alvin, Marcus, Richard, Jesse, Adam, Carla, Gordon, James, Philip, Nat, showed them not to play with us. Duke, Langston, Thurgood, Robert, Hank, Jesse, Jackie, Muhammad, Paul, Stokely, Mega, Webb. About 3 Benjamins, a good 2 Freds. Women like Harriet, Rosa, Ida, Shirley, Sojourner, Madam, Maya, Mary, Bessa, Ella, and Retta. Even baby Ruby was out here applying pressure. Gil, John, Booker, Sid, George, you nuts if you don't know who he is. Bayard, Charles, Roy, Carter, Cecil, just for drinking them white folks' water. All kings and queens, yes, for real. Until the ones that we lost, like Emmett Till. And all those that's here, we gon' continue to hold it down. Say it loud, Black, and I'm proud. It was Martin, Malcolm, Huey, Alvin, Marcus.
All right, everyone. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to let that end out for the night. I appreciate each and every one of y'all still here with me. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. If you your first time on or saying this and you made it this far, shout out to you. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and more information like this. I wanted to put all this stuff in here tonight because this is the last breaking news for Black History Month. So I wanted to make sure I touched on this during Black History Month. So that's why I tried to put everything I could put in here. Hopefully you all enjoyed the show, and I appreciate y'all, and I bid you all Leila Tov, which means good night in Hebrew, and Shalom.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Elohim